He's the slick talking, jive walking, award winning, your favorite morning host. It's the one and only Adam Josh.
Hello, everyone. Hello, welcome. Welcome to the Morning Banana Show, being filmed here in the hillside of the Algarve, Portugal, between two large banana palms and a bunch of other banana palms. My name is Adam Josh. That is what my mama named me, and you heard correctly. I am an award-winning indie folk artist from Portugal. The rumors are true. I was happy to receive I was humbled and honored to receive the Folk Artist of the Year Award for Portugal 2024, according to Lux Life magazine, which is based out of the UK. You can look it up yourself. I'll post screenshots and links. Give me the froth. Got some French press dark roast coffee. I put garam masala instead of canela or cinnamon on my froth, and I am excited for that. Nobody makes a latte in the hillside of the Algarve like your boy. Garam masala instead of cinnamon if you want to spice up your life. Yummy. Little smoky. I've got an orange from the farm near us. A kiwi, probably not from Portugal, although they do grow here. And a banana from Madeira, which is also from Portugal. It's an island that Portugal owns and controls. So how are you? Feel free, as always, to drop a comment, and we'll continue on the conversation. It's February 20th, 2025. I'm outside in shorts and a t-shirt and flip-flops. The reason, I used to make fun of the guys, but the reason I wear socks with these flip-flops is because the flip-flops will eat up the bottom of my feet, especially if I'm in the garden. I used to make fun of guys wearing socks with their flip-flops. Now I am those guys. It's like, I don't want to wear shoes. I don't have to wear shoes, but I also don't want the flip-flops to eat my shoes up, or eat my feet up. Oh, and this is a hydration potion of 1 teaspoon of spirulina and one of those fizzy bubbly vitamin C's. And this is also vitamin C with a vegetarian capsule. You got to watch out for those capsules because sometimes they make the capsules out of pork bone gelatin, ground up pork sinew gelatin. Kind of disgusting. If you put too much spirulina in a drink, it will definitely ruin the whole drink dynamic. But a tiny little bit, like the edge of a teaspoon, very potent stuff. It's like super greens, basically. As you may know, I encourage people to live a lifestyle of detox. Getting back to the weather real quick. If you look at my YouTube channel that you're on right now and scroll through some of the videos, you'll see like people from Niagara, people from Alberta, Canada, people from Florida. People send me their weather reports. I like to check out weather in different areas of the world. And, it's minus 26, minus 30 in Alberta, Canada right now. Snow and ice everywhere. In Niagara, it was minus 14 yesterday, snow everywhere. People basically like not wanting to drive, not wanting to leave their homes. And they're terrified of their upcoming heating bills because basically, if you don't know, if you live in an environment where it's minus 20 or minus 14 outside, anywhere between there in the minuses, if you don't heat your home with either plumbing or forced air heating, some type of furnace, what happens is you risk dying in the middle of the night in your sleep, which would be the worst case scenario, you or your family dying. The not so bad scenario is that your pipes freeze in the basement and explode and cause an electrical fire, and you either flood or burn your house down. So this is why Canadians and North America, people who are in the northern states of America, and even down to New York, they get some snow, right? In New York. But like Texas doesn't really usually get snow. Every once in a while they do, depending on whether you're in the north or south. My point is, you don't want to freeze to death. So you heat your home. And that forces you to be a customer of some type of gas company for the most part, or figure it out on your own. Go off the grid. Let's slice up this orange. You can peel an orange, you can slice an orange. When I was younger, I used to just eat kiwis just like that, like apples. Now that I'm a bit more refined, I take the ends off of a kiwi and just usually I'll chop it up. Again, you don't really have to. So, how are you guys? How's everything on your end? Feel free to leave your answer in the comments. Yeah, this can't, I mean, can you beat this? It's 9 o'clock in the morning, February 20th, 2025, and I'm hanging outside in flip-flops. I've watered the garden already, but you can still see we have the morning hillside dew on there, so I have my remaining papayas on the table behind you. What else can I say? The book that Desiree was translating, not my upcoming book, but separately to that, Desiree was translating a book. She completed it 2 or 3 days ago. That was pretty cool. We celebrated. She's in talks with the author. When I pulled in just now from dropping the kids off at school, she was talking with the author about, okay, well, here's the edits and how can I pay you? So I'm really proud of my fiance. And this whole getting an award for Folk Artist of the Year Portugal 2024 thing happened kind of took me by surprise. But thank you. I'll take it. I'd like to thank, first and foremost, everyone who believed in me. I'd also like to thank myself for not giving up on me and for doing the things that I knew that I had to do. A little bit about Portugal, seeing as I am the Folk Artist of the Year for Portugal. I love Portugal. I think Portugal loves me. The weather definitely loves me. What I love about Portugal, I love a lot about Portugal. One thing that I love about Portugal is that you cannot freeze to death in the Algarve. It hasn't snowed in 40 years. There's no heavy inclement weather. There's rarely any wind. I think the few times that there's been wind, you've watched it on the Morning Banana Show. There's rarely any wind. There's hardly any inclement weather. There's roughly 10 million people here, so the country is basically open for economic development and investment. And for visitors, I'm in the Algarve, which is kind of comparable to Niagara in a lot of ways because it's a tourist spot. And you might think to yourself, why the heck is southern Portugal a tourist spot? You know, you and me both. I was wondering the same thing when I got here. There's a lot of things that don't really make sense about Europe coming from Canada. But anyway, the Algarve is a tourist destination, and I think a lot of people come here to see the same things that I'm seeing because it's beautiful. And it's beautiful basically year round. There's a surfing community. I would say generally the people, I never knew that my people existed in a whole country. I feel like I'm somewhere between Portuguese and Pakistani in my heart. Somewhere between Portuguese and Pakistani in my all my previous reincarnations. Because, when I pulled up here, guys were wearing hats like this, dressing exactly the way I do everywhere. And I'm like, what the heck is going on? It's like they cloned me, or I'm a clone of them. So people are drinking espresso on every corner. There's a few things I don't like, like it has its quirks, but so does Niagara, let's be honest. A quirk that Niagara has that this place doesn't is everyone knows in Niagara you don't leave your bicycle or e-bike not locked up or unattended because it will get stolen. Literally everyone knows that. You're like born knowing that your bike is going to get stolen. Here, there's no concept of that. Nobody's stealing bikes here, so people are literally just leaving their $1,000, $20,000, $30,000 bikes and e-bikes just sitting out, and they don't get stolen. I'm not inviting you to Portugal to steal bikes or scrap metal, but I'm saying that does happen. People drinking high quality espresso in tiny cups on every corner. When I ask for a coffee, they think, "Oh, you look white. You must want an Americano." And I have to correct them. No, I don't want an Americano. In fact, I would like a tiny espresso, the same that you're having. And if you look, sometimes the espresso gods or the crema gods come through and will give you prophecies about your life. Call me crazy, but that's happened to me. And I've documented it on X. I mean, objectively, if you look at my crema prophecies on X, you'll be like, yeah, this is an actual thing. I didn't know. And now I'm being educated by an award-winning folk artist. I think one thing I wanted to say about Portugal that I keep forgetting to say on the Morning Banana Show is no matter how long I'm here in Portugal, I keep struggling to adapt to the Nauma Festa. So it's not a siesta. Now uma sexta. It's not a siesta. Keep that in mind. When you come to Portugal and the businesses are shut down from like noon till 3 and then open at weird times, and even restaurants, something you would think should be open at lunch and supper, and they're closed at odd times. And you think to yourself, this reminds me a lot of Mexico or Spain where they have like actual siestas. You are wrong, because here in Portugal, it's not a siesta. It's a pausa do trabalho, or a pause of the work. Pausa do trabalho. So I can't get used to that, especially coming from the service industry, where in Canada, you're basically expected to be on the ready at all times to serve. Like banks are open almost 7 days a week until like 7, 8, 9 p.m. I should say, to their credit, it's not like it's 9 to 5 and then they take off 2 or 3 hours at lunch. So they're only working like 5-hour days or whatever. I shouldn't say that, because even the mechanic shops here are going to be open until sundown. So sundown is the basically when like the regular businesses should shut down. And then restaurants will be open really late. Like even just regular restaurants where you just sit down and have like bubble tea will be open until like 10, 11 o'clock at night, sometimes later. Yesterday we went to a school play / fundraiser for our kids. Our kids invited us and we watched a play about almonds. I actually brought some almonds home. I think it was a story of why there are almond trees in Portugal, and it was being related as a love story from a prince of Portugal to a woman he was trying to woo, some princess of another country, I think the princess of Germany. And he wanted to woo her, and she didn't want to come to Portugal because it was so hot and she missed the snow. And so he planted almond trees everywhere. And the almond trees, when they blossom, I could show you some on the camera. I mean, we'll put some photos up of blossoming almond trees. But when the blossoms fall on the ground, it did remind me of snow, or at least that fake snow that you see in movies. So Desiree and I and our wedding planner are working on planning this amazing wedding for September. I'm excited that some of my family members are trying to make it for the wedding. I know it's a big ask. I know it's a big deal. And I'm talking to my cousin Becky, for example. Shout out Becky, and shout out Haley, my second cousin. And I know that they're trying to make it. And first steps are, you get your passport and you take it step by step. And coming from experience and speaking from experience, it is a lot harder to do these what seem like basic things in Portugal or in Germany, where we've been. In Germany, it's a little bit easier than Portugal, which we thought was hilarious when we came to Portugal, because just the general attitude here in Portugal, it's not that it's bad, it's just different. It's just take a break, have an espresso. Maybe we're open, maybe we're closed. If you call, I might not answer the phone. That is a hard attitude to deal with, but it's basically the whole country is just like, we work, the people are working, but they're also just like, hey, it's hot here, and I'm not in a hurry. Are you in a hurry? So to me, I like that attitude. I've also never been one to really enjoy big cities like Toronto, Montreal, New York City, Berlin, Paris. I've been to these places and I've enjoyed them, like while I'm there, but I like to visit. That's it. In and out, like a ninja. If you would like to support the Morning Banana Show, you can buy one of the shirts I have that says "Do Not Reincarnate." If you watch the show and you enjoy the content and you felt like you learned something, especially on the last one where I was teaching you about how to germinate and propagate bananas and papayas, knowledge drop. If you thought that was valuable, you could send me an e-transfer to adam@adamjosh.com. If you want to invest in planting trees here, you can. I plant so many trees, and I could plant one on your behalf. If you feel like supporting me, you can buy me a coffee. There's a link, buy me a coffee /adamjosh.com. If you want to keep the momentum going and celebrate with me for being announced as the Folk Artist of the Year award for Portugal for 2024, if you want to celebrate with me, you can send me Bitcoin or Doge. I have the link in the description. If you want to come here and check out what living off-grid and a vegan farm stay is all about, sustainable living, food forests, gray water harvesting, solar panels, I admit, I make it look easy, but my background and disciplines and years of business management and years of working as a technician, a certified technician in various fields and cross disciplines, and my experience being a musician, being a songwriter, and traveling and performing, being in the front, in the back, doing the sound, all in all, around and around. I've been an MC, I've been a wedding singer, you know. These experiences all combined and distilled down into the guy you have in front of you. I'm not even a health nut. I know it looks like I'm a health nut. I'm not a health nut. Saying all that, today is a workout day for me. So if you follow me on X, you're gonna see my usual, I try to come up with a rhyme with a car that I've not rhymed with. And then I flex every 2 days. I do this every 2 days. It's on record. You can look it up. I have the receipts all there. And if you're interested in becoming more your authentic self, or getting coaching from somebody who's walking down that path maybe a little bit further than you, I'm willing to help you. I don't see myself as greater than you or more than you. I feel like we're all on the journey together. In a lot of ways, you are me and I am you. In a lot of ways, I don't think like you are me and I am you, but in a lot of ways. I'm looking at a giant eggplant that's been growing. I think I might go pick that. So eggplants are growing right now. That's a good thing. But yeah, I hope that you guys have a great day. I finished my banana a while ago, and I'm just gonna, let's chug the coffee. Maybe chase it with this thing. All right, and that'll wrap up the show. I hope that you guys have a great day. I learned all my chugging skills back in my drinking days, but I've been sober for so long. The last time I drank, it was a disaster, because when you quit drinking, you don't have tolerance anymore. So don't drink booze. But the chugging skills still remain. It's ridiculous, the things that we do. I was telling Desiree the other day, like, you know, when I was younger and people tell you if you throw up, you should stop drinking. Yeah, we didn't do that. She's like, what? I said, yeah. Me and my friends, if we threw up while we were drinking, we would just keep drinking. Well, that's that. I have finished all the things. A little bit more coffee. Don't want to waste that. Maybe like mix it in the creamer. You get some creamer flavor in there. There we go. I hope you guys have a great day. Thank you for watching the Morning Banana Show. I'll see you on the next one. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.
Are you tired of reincarnating? Me too. Now show the world that you don't want to reincarnate with this Do Not Reincarnate t-shirt.